Welcome to Principles of Financial Accounting. My name is Bill Weingard, wine like the beverage, and guard. Here's a quick pic of myself so you can put a face with the voice. This picture was taken in Vegas last year as I was about to jump off of a 12-story building, so if I look calm, I'm faking it. So a lot of students think that accounting is math, and it's not. There is a little bit of math involved, but it's basically just adding and subtracting. There's nothing complex. No, accounting is basically about this stuff. Most of you recognize this as cash, so accounting deals with cash and other financial resources. Most of you know how to earn this, and most of you know how to spend it. Well, just like you, businesses earn cash and they spend it also. So our job as accountants, and it'd be great if you could think of yourself as an accountant for the next 6 weeks, is to track the cash, report it, analyze it. More specifically, we're going to try and determine two things. Number one is profit. So this is how much earnings the company are making, and the other thing is net worth. So net worth tells you how much the business is worth, and if you own your own business, then that tells you how much value you have in that business. Accounting is often said to be the language of business. That's because when owners, investors, bankers, pretty much anyone involved with the business talk about a business, they use accounting terminology. I like to say that accounting is a foreign language. For the most part, from your daily use of cash, you understand how cash works. Look at this little example. You've got a paycheck coming in, and what do you do with that paycheck? You spend it on stuff. Utilities, phone, rent, gas, fun stuff, childcare. The list could go on and on and on. So you've got earnings coming in, and then you've got these expenses going out. So that's pretty much the same thing a business is doing. The only difference is that they're using different terminology to account for their inflows and their outflows. So that's why some people say accounting is the language of business. Sometimes that's why I call it a foreign language, because you already understand it. You just have to learn new terminology to look at it. Let's take a look at a little example. You're probably familiar with this company, McDonald's Corporation. This is their, let's look at the income statement. This is their income statement. This one happens to be broke down by quarter, so each one of these columns is 3 months of data. Just glancing at this, I can tell you that their revenue's up, but even though their revenue's up, their cost of revenue's down, which means their gross profit margin is up. Their total operating expenses are up, and because their two major cost categories are down and the revenue is up, that means their net profit margin is up. Now, I just used some accounting terminology, and if you already are familiar with some of that terminology, great, you're ahead of the game. And if you're not familiar with that terminology, that's okay. That's what we're going to learn in the next 6 weeks. But basically, really all I said was McDonald's sold $6.4 billion of Big Macs and French fries in the quarter ending 9/30. They paid for the meat and potatoes for those Big Macs and French fries. They paid $3.6 billion. And then all of the money they spent on that fancy advertising, insurance, marketing, some salaries, that type of thing was $4.2 billion, which means in the end they cleared $1.2 billion. So there's a difference, I guess, the way you say it. We can talk about Big Macs, selling Big Macs as revenue, but for the most part, when you're using accounting terminology, you tend to use the word revenue instead of saying selling Big Macs. So what that is an income statement, and don't worry about it too much right now. We'll go into detail how to prepare an income statement, and there's two other statements up here, a balance sheet and a cash flows, and so we'll discuss those in the first week of the course. Those are 3 of your 4 basic financial statements. The only thing I really wanted to accomplish with this video was to introduce myself and maybe put yourself a little bit at ease. I don't want you to feel intimidated about this course. There's a lot of great resources in the course, and we'll go through those in some of the videos, but I also want you, to be aware that I'm a resource for you, so don't hesitate to ask questions about this accounting stuff. You can look at my biography that's posted in the course, and you see I've got a few years experience under my belt. I also wanted to, show you why accounting is important. It's very important for you to be able to understand it, even though you don't plan on being an accountant for a living. If you do plan to maybe open your own business and you have to go to the bank or something like that to ask for a loan, the first thing they're going to ask you for is your financial statements, and they're going to ask you about those financial statements. So it's important that you be able to discuss those financial statements intelligently. Now, if you're not going to own your own business, you're most likely going to work for another company, and if that's the case, then every single decision you make for that company is going to affect these financial statements, so you need to know how they're going to be affected by the decisions that you make. So that's the reason that accounting is important, whether you're an accountant or not. There was an article recently in Arkansas Business, and I'm just going to show you one line from this article, and it says, the person who was interviewed said, accounting was the foundation of any business degree because of the importance it plays no matter what position you hold in business. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. I just wanted to welcome you, tell you why we're studying this class. Don't forget, our goals are profit and net worth. I look forward to working with you, and don't forget to use me as a resource. You can reach me through the course messaging or the discussion forums in the course. I will see you or talk to you in week 1.